Yo, what's good people? So, it's now war number 2 of the season and we are up against PBT. We've got a team of Doctor Doom, Human Torch and Warlock for this one. And yeah, of course, if you saw the first video, we got the season off to a good start with a win. I managed to get my fights down without dying. So that's, that's pretty much all you can ask for in your opening war. So this time I've got 6 fights. And yeah, 3 of them, the last 3 are pretty beefy fights. They're all rank 4, 6-star champions. They're all mystics and all pretty scary fights, to be fair, in terms of the champs that they are and just, yeah. So as you can see here, I've actually joined the war quite late just because of the way it lined up. I only had 1 fight in tier 1 and I didn't have any fights kind of early on in my set of fights that were going to hold anyone up, so it was easy to just kind of move to my first fight and just leave it, because why not let it kind of come in this set of boosts. The first fight is this Vision Aarkus on path 8A, and it's a pretty straightforward one. I'm not gonna lie, I could have just light boosted and got through it, but I figured, what, if I'm going to be heavy boosting for my later fights, I may as well have that safety net of taking this fight with those, so I can just have my Doom even heavier boosted for this one. But yeah, the nodes on this one obviously include the Mystic Ward node, which means your Nullify has a 95% chance to fail, I believe it is. He's also got Rich Get Richer, and yeah, this is just generally a fight where he can obviously shoot his special 3 quite quickly. Doom staggers will prevent some of those power gains ramping up too quickly. But yeah, the main thing here is just with Doom, get to your special 3 and soon after you can pretty much finish the fight. So we get that here. We don't wait for him to get to 2 bars because I don't quite want to go for the normal Doom cycle here, because that's actually going to probably risk him hitting a special 3 even more and actually getting me with it. As you can see, I didn't go for an invulnerability boost, I just chucked on a special 3 defense because I was pretty confident in getting this one down before anything can go wonky. You see here he's got 5 power gains though. Don't know why I tried to dex the full special 2 there, could have just blocked, but thankfully with the Doom's aura being up, it means he can resist getting knocked down by specials and heavy attacks. And yeah, did like no damage, because obviously Doom can't be armor broken anyway. So yeah, nice comfy first fight to get the war started. And now we're over to 4B. Seems to be a path I get sent to a lot, to be fair, but this is a slightly different looking one to the kind of Claire and Null duo we saw last war and quite a lot last season. We've got Dragon Man up first and then a Havok, which is a more common placement for this section. Dragon Man isn't though, so this is one which seems like a bit of a nothing fight really. I guess obviously when he throws a special he can get an armor break on you and a heal block, but obviously I've got an armor break on you in champ, so that's not the case. But in a normal matchup where you don't, perhaps then he can get those 2 debuffs, and then if you block the special 1, get the ineptitude on yourself and then he's unblockable. I can see maybe some thought process there, but yeah, I don't think it's a too difficult a fight. And thankfully for me as well, I have Doom, so yeah, just no armor break to worry about. Don't block special ones, because we just don't want to risk debuff stacking up. Other than that, just Doom cycle, which is what we go in for here. Get the cycle going. Get to our special 2 here. At this point I was thinking to maybe just dump the special 2, but just be extra safe. We just continue the cycle, get into a second special 3. And I think this one kills him, I can't remember. Based on how I'm boosted, I think it should. Not quite, gets him down to 10%, but yeah, I think we will just finish it off here. Yeah, pretty calm start, 2 nice clean fights with Doom. Don't have to waste any health potions, which is always brilliant. Especially because I know those 3 rank 4 mystics are coming. I'm taking them all with Torch, who, while he's brilliant and can be a bit of a nuke option for them, he can be a bit squishy, as people describe him sometimes. Take a bit of block damage, etc. You're going to be healing, and I knew I would need to heal across those 3 fights, so good to save early on, not make any silly mistakes. And same again here with the Warlock. This is a fight that is usually quite comfortable for Warlock. Obviously people who've seen my channel for a while know there's a bit of a history with this fight where I did get into a bit of a funk phase where for some reason I was just dropping some silly attack bonuses to it, but overall this is one I've taken a lot of times and it's pretty comfortable. And yeah, it's just here, play it slow, play it safe, don't risk getting into that thing where he does start to stack the debuffs on you. Just keep power draining by letting him do his medium into your block, get those reparries in, and yeah, throw special 3s only, because you don't want to be like critting him and giving him the chance to place plasmas on you. But yeah, pretty straightforward for Warlock. We don't have any more fights with Warlock as well, so I'm not too worried about block damage. I am going to be really excessive, you'll see in this fight, with just blocking as much as possible. I do not want to let his plasmas build up very high at all. And yeah, it's going pretty smoothly. You see here, just over a minute into the fight, he's down to 35% health. So there have been a couple moments in this fight as well where I have been armor broken and lost the armor, but like I said, if you're keeping his plasma down, it's not too much of a worry if you don't have your armor. But obviously you want to keep it up for worst case scenario. And we've got ours back, so now again getting our openings, trying to make sure crumbling armor isn't going to take our armor away from us again. Second special 3 of the fight, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable. I can't remember if this finishes in, nope, 11%, similar to the last fight, but yeah, the power burn here, the degen damage just really helping melt him down at the end. And yeah, we get the solo. So 3 fights in, it's been very comfortable so far, which is good, because now is where it gets hard. So yeah, I think again, if you've been a follower of my channel for a while, you'll know that sometimes I come into these wars where I've got like 6-7 fights or so, and I build up probably the hard ones in my head so much that the easy ones, I end up dropping a silly attack bonus and then just smashing the hard ones. Built a bit of a reputation for that, but thankfully this time I come into this with the pressure on that side a little lower, at least because I've had a clean start. I can just focus now on trying to nail these 3 fights. But yeah, you see the boost still running, all good. I think I'm going to chuck an invulnerability boost on here as well, just to be safe. You see as well, I upgrade. Earlier I'd gone for a 10%, but I changed my mind here. Should have just gone 15 from the start, but it actually works out quite well. You'll see in the end, going for the 10 and then the 15 here, because there's a fight later where I take 2 mini bosses and had to wait for one to go down in between, and just about, I think, like 7 seconds left on it, we get in, so it works out quite well. But yeah, here we've got Mighty Charge, we've got Flow Intercept on this rintrah. He's also got Crumbling Armor, and you see at the start of this fight, we've got ourselves backed into the corner. We've had a pretty rough start, because for whatever stupid reason I've tried to punish this heavy twice and just have got the timing awfully wrong, despite dueling it. It's just one of those things, sometimes you see an opening and you get all excited, like, ooh, opening, you run in for the hit, and then you're like, well, yeah, there's a second hit to that heavy that I should be ready for. But we've managed to get ourselves away a bit here now, away from the wall. We've got our intercept as well, which means we can get a nice good chunk of damage in. Again, we've got Human Torch to pre-fight on. The Nova Flame does a lot of work, and yeah, I kind of come into this fight knowing really we only need to land that 1 intercept, and then for the rest it is just trying to manage baiting out his specials. We obviously don't want to let him shoot red, so special 3. Also making sure that I'm knocking him down, because we don't want his charges going up too high. But yeah, pretty under control here. Again with the heavy. DLL's not going to enjoy watching that one back. But yeah, we get out of the fight. We've wasted too much health, but pretty comfy in terms of the solo. Frustrating that, yeah, I've lost a lot more health than I should really have done in that fight, and again, just it costs in health potions. But we move on, 4 fights in, 4 solos, and a ranked 4 6-star rintrah there. But now another ranked 4 6-star, we've got to take on a Sasquatch. And Sasquatch has just always been one of those defenders for me. His animations just, I don't know what the word to describe them is, janky. It's just, they really just mess with my head sometimes in terms of just knowing exactly when to get the timing, especially when it's in Wrath, pretty much. you know, trying to time, you know, those punishing his heavies or specials, because he gets those passive unstoppables. But yeah, strat with torch here is obviously just try and keep my temperature up, because we know we're going to have falters on us. I think the buff, the node, sorry, is that every time a buff expires on, is it me or the defender? I think on myself, yeah, every time buff expires on me, you see there, get that falter debuff on me. But obviously if you have 15 temperature or above, I believe it is, then you can't miss with torch. So that's really handy there. But this fight, what's not so handy is this Sasquatch having power efficiency, and that's probably one of the biggest threats from this. Is just, yeah, his specials cost 50% less power, and it makes it easy for this to happen. You know, you just get backed into the corner. Of course, I've already used my torch pre-fight against the rintrah, so I don't have it here. And I hate using quake, but here I am with human torch, one of my favorite champs, and I'm forced to pretty much quaking this Sasquatch. But thankfully here his wrath of Tanarak is over, so I can get the special 3 off, get away from this corner, and just try to recover this fight. Thankfully there as well, 2 and a bit bars of power. He's not quite the special 3, but we're in this phase now where it's like he's throwing his 2 and whatever bars of power, dropping to like 1 and whatever, and then my deck's expiring, is feeding his MD. So he's pretty much got unlimited special 2s, and yeah, it's very tricky in terms of like the spacing. But thankfully his torch as well, his smolders are building up a lot here, so the damage is pretty good. Try and keep these incinerates up as well for dealing with Sasquatch's regen. And now he's got Wrath again, and we are pinned in the corner. We are just dexing every single one of these heavies. I cannot touch him, because if I do, he probably shoots to red from MD. He then combos into me, and I thought that's it. I thought that's a fight. I thought he's going to his special 3. Thankfully he doesn't. He's now spamming me in the corner, but I've also noticed his health trickling away. I go in to punish here, get my special 2 off, and get the solo. What a tense fight it was, a tense finish. Clutch it in the end, but my word, that is probably what I would want a torch pre-fight on, if possible in future. I know the officers did mention that they were trying to find a way to assign another torch who could have placed their pre-fight there for me. But you know, most important thing is we walk out of that one with a solo, and I'm sure things to improve on potentially for the next time if I have to take that one again. But yeah, next up and final fight of the war, we have Ebony Moore, a Hunt special 2. He is also aspect of evolution. But yeah, so we've, you know, healed up our torch, got in time to manage to keep that 15% attack boost up and not have to use another one. But yeah, the aim here is just take it like pretty much a normal Moore fight. The torch, you just want to knock him down, I guess, so we can avoid that falter. Not that it's going to be a huge issue, because obviously my temperature is going to be pretty much all the way up, so you know, torch can't get faltered, so don't actually have to worry too much. I think just by instinct I just try to knock him down as much as possible in this fight. But here as well, just baiting these special ones, which is a mistake you'll see me make later. So first of all, let's deal with this here. He's throwing a second special 1, he's nullified that Fury, we know he can do that, and as a result degen he wants a fight, you know, for completing that mission. But here's the issue, I should really be focusing more on trying to bait the special 1. Instead, I think it's coming up here. I'm going to end up pushing him to the special 2. Not quite. He goes there, as you see, aspect of evolution is really kicking in at this point as well. So yeah, we knock him to a special 2, parry the first bit, and then I realise it's unblockable. Try to get the dex on it, don't quite. And now I'm like, right, I don't know how bad that degen is going to take. And at this point I'm like, don't tell me it's just going to melt me and finish the fight here. Throw my special 3 and I'm like, right, got to get in and nuke this one pretty quick. I'm watching my health tick away at a fairly quick rate and panicking, but as you'll have seen, maybe in the top left there, the degen did actually expire right before I finished the fight. So I was in no danger of dropping the attack bonus in the end there. And yeah, we finished the second war with 6 solos. Very happy with that, especially with those last 3 fights, ones that were going to be a bit tricky for me. But as an alliance, unfortunately this one finishes in defeat. 10 deaths again, same as last war. It's something, again, we need to try and shave off. A few silly ones, I'm sure, in there. And yeah, we're 1-1 to start the season off. As we look to try and push for Masters again, we're going to have to start rolling some wins together, especially as we are sat in tier 2 at the moment. But yeah, that'll be all for this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.